Hi everyone, my name is Rainer. I'm a German-Swedish booktuber based in the capital of Sweden, in the Kingdom of Sweden actually, in Stockholm. And this is my channel which is called Rainier Books, where I speak about my reading life. Well, I haven't done tech videos for quite a while now on this channel, but recently I saw some videos with the Behind the Booktuber tag that was created by the amazingly and wonderful and talented Shally at Shallyish. Here are the prompts and my answers to these. Number one, what has surprised you the most about BookTube, both in a good way and in a bad way? Well, for most of the time, I think that BookTube is a refuge from a world in turmoil. And even if the books that I read mostly reflect the current state of the earth, of the planet, the community here is diverse, it is open, it is tolerant, and it's welcoming. And that might be the surprise in a good way. Also, I would say that BookTube, with its creators and viewers, confirms that despite us all being more or less slavishly following our smartphones each and every day and taking them up hundreds of times, there's still some people left, maybe the last of us, who actually pick up a book each and every day. And that's good, isn't it? I haven't been surprised in a bad way, so I pass on negativity here. The second question is, how do you balance reading and BookTube with the rest of your life? Well, I think that is a good question. Is there a life outside of BookTube? When I started the channel in May 2020, we all were in the midst of a worldwide crisis. The coronavirus, COVID-19, had spread to all continents, to all countries, and it was sometimes dangerous to socialize, especially for older people and for people with risk factors. Since March 2022, the Swedish government and authorities declared the pandemic for finished in Sweden, and we all returned to our offices, well, more or less, and our lives before 2020. Becoming and being a booktuber helped me a lot in reading more books, which was one of the main goals in the beginning of doing this. I also started getting followers, and with the followers came the comments, and I am so grateful, so grateful for each and every one of you who slaps a like, who subscribes to the channel, or leaves a comment. I would say that 99% of all the comments that I get are positive, and I discovered a lot of other channels. I had contact with other booktubers from many other continents and with some of my amazing viewers out there. But sometimes I feel that I should read more, I should watch more to deliver more content on this channel. That is not so easy always, because I do this in my spare time. I'm not a professional booktuber like a few others here. I work 38.5 hours per week to pay the rent, to put bread on the table, and I'm also very interested in what happens in the world. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I love to watch good TV shows, not anymore so much on TV, but on Netflix, on Amazon Prime and HBO and other streaming services. In addition, I'm still very interested in women's football. I watch a bunch of games in the Stockholm area with teams like Hammarby and Djurgården. I have a blog about women's football in Swedish, and I still interview football players, mostly nowadays in English, from time to time on my second YouTube channel. That tells me and you that all these different interests have limited time, but I do not have an exact plan how I do my time for this and for that. My life is not so scheduled. But instead it can happen that I pause here and there a little, and I know that recently I haven't released so many new videos here, but now I feel again that I want to do more book content, and that will probably lead to less TV shows or football interviews. Final sentence here to this question is that 24 hours are definitely not enough for a day, and 7 days are not sufficient for a week, and 52 weeks are not a year. Have you ever thought about starting a Patreon? No, I haven't thought about that. I would start a Patreon if I A, would reach a lot more subscribers, and B, if I could promise them to consistently and permanently put out more videos. However, I think that below 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers and even a lot more interest in my content, I think this question is not on my agenda yet. But I've seen other who have started Patreons. Have you made any mistakes on BookTube? Well, who hasn't made mistakes yet in their lives? Of course I make mistakes too. And if I find out before releasing the video, I will put some information, I will correct the mistakes during the editing process, mostly by putting text into the video. The more you script, the less mistakes you will make. And that is something that I'm intending to do in the future on this channel. As you can see, this video is scripted. Do you have any advice for new booktubers? Well, yes, keep posting and making videos. Do not give up. It usually takes quite some time until you reach 100, 500 or even more subscribers. Be always yourself and be honest. Your viewers will see if you are authentic or not. And be humble. Connect with other booktubers. Watch videos that give you technical advice to improve the making and editing of your videos. There is so much content out there, so much advice by seasoned booktubers and also by tech experts. Go out and find it and see if that makes sense to you. What are your thoughts on the YouTube algorithm? Well, I don't care so much about the algorithm of YouTube since I simply do not understand how it works. If anyone can tell me how it works, if anyone can tell me how I can let it work for my channel, please drop me a comment down below and we'll be forever grateful once it works. 7A is the next question. How do you decide what videos to make? Well, I make videos about awards like the Booker, the National Book Award, the Scotiabank Giller Prize. I make reviews about the books that I'm reading. And sometimes I make videos about new books as soon as I think I've gathered enough titles that could be interesting for you out there, and then I do a video about it. The awards have their schedules that I cannot influence, so there is already a certain rhythm. Are you ever overwhelmed with video ideas? No, I'm not overwhelmed, but I think that the structure of the book here with its events and with the stuff that I'm reading and things like the mid-year book freakout tag and end-of-year lists and expectations for the next year give us a structure that is sufficient enough to make new videos. Have you regretted posting a video? Nope. And if I would regret posting a video, honestly, I would delete it once I've come to the conclusion that I regret its upload. Number 9A, are the numbers of views, subscribers meaningful to you? Well, honestly, if I had no views and no subscribers, I would not post videos. Why should I? And yes, the numbers are meaningful, since I see that there are people out there who see and who listen, who react, and it's thanks to all of these wonderful people, thanks to you, that I continue. And I would love to have more and more views, and of course more and more subscribers. Are the numbers of views / subscribers a measurement of success? And here I would say yes and no. There is the algorithm that I don't understand, that you cannot do so much about it. It favors booktubers with a lot of subscribers and views and tends to overlook others. But I know channels that are very successful in terms of numbers, but I think that not necessarily they are better than other channels I know that have only 10% or even less of the numbers of those successful channels. Are you disappointed by the growth on your channel? No, honestly not. I'm grateful to grow a little bit from month to month, from week to week, but by definition I'm an old person. And social media favors young, and it favors good-looking people more. And that is something we just have to see, we have to understand, and to accept. It is easier to grow for them, since more of their generation are on social media. So it works just fine the way it is, I think. Number 11, have you ever thought about quitting BookTube? Well, I've been here for only 3 years, so not yet. As long as I feel and see that there are people who like what I do and interact, and as long as my views, subscribers, and even watching hours and minutes are steadily growing bit by bit, I will continue to do this, I guess. There's no plan to retire anytime soon. What are the most touching comments on your channel? Well, I think the most touching comments are when people say that they bought a book because of one of my reviews. That is just amazing and makes me feel like a tiny little influencer. And more important, I feel that somebody actually put enough trust in me and in what I say to spend 10, 15 or 20 US dollars on a book. What are the most negative comments that you received or receive? Well, sometimes I talked about politics. I actually should take that up again, I guess. And although my BookTube life and my BookTube bubble is progressive, I think sometimes people will see something where I speak out against racism or for Black Lives Matters. against censorship, against forcing women to give birth to children they do not want or just cannot carry, and come with comments about that, negative comments. But even these comments have not been that hurtful or personal or negative. It was criticism, but it was criticism that I can take and I have to take. In regards to BookTube, where do you see yourself in 5 years? That is 2028. Well, first of all, I hope to stay healthy. That is always the prerequisite for each and everyone. But then, such a long time in the future, and so much is going to happen on the internet in 5 years. In terms of channel growth, I think I should have reached almost 3,000 subscribers, I hope. I should have monetized the channel, which is, of course, a tiny success. I hope that more and some publishers will send books to me. You're welcome to do that now. I want to review, and most of all, I would love to do more cooperations. Videos with other booktubers, but primarily talking to all authors, primarily talking to authors on the channel, authors who are beginning their career. Well, these were all the 13 questions that Shelley has asked in her wonderful video, in her Behind the Booktube Tag. Please leave me a comment down below what you want to see on this channel in the nearer future, in the forthcoming weeks and months. If you like this, please slap me a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you soon again on this channel. For today, I say happy reading, viel Spaß beim Lesen, and in Turkish, okumanin tajim çıkarın.